What's up, y'all? It's another episode of The Pat Down with me, comedian Miss Pat, my good friend Deon. Say hi, Deon.
How y'all doing?
And my good friend, white boy Chris.
Hello, everybody.
It's Chris Spangler.
Spangle.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Spangle.
We've been working on it.
Yeah, we've been working on it. Another episode of The Pat Down. Stay tuned because we're going to talk about some crazy shit today. Have y'all seen that documentary called... Abducted at Plain Sight? After watching this shit, y'all, crazy white people like that, it's called clear people to me. Them motherfuckers crazy. Stay tuned.
You better get up, get out, and tune into this podcast. This Pat spit the truth, spit the real fact. Nothing but the ugly, classy at the same time. Pat got the flavor, these are not your same lines. It's the politics, she been on the real grind. It could be pretty but ugly at the same time. Just tune in, put your lock on the spin down. Ain't no need for the wait and turn it up now. What you talking about? Is it real though? And cut the game, you get no play like Nintendo. You wasted time, turn it up, nothing but the ugly. Straight off the top, everything she say, you know it's funny. Full blast, this a taste of the future. Listen on your iPhone, on your desktop computer. Share it, tweet it, ain't no way to beat it. Nothing but the ugly, turn it up and gon' repeat it. Nothing but the ugly, turn it up. Nothing but the ugly, turn it up and gon' repeat it. Nothing but the ugly, turn it up and gon' repeat it.
I'm about to start this podcast, y'all, with my fucking grandkids and now running around like I give a fuck. But I'm about to call their mom and tell her a thing or two. She in another room, I don't feel. You hear? You hear that motherfucker out there hollering? Yeah. Sit your ass down! I asked her to get them. Kiara, get your ugly ass kids! Your call has been forwarded. Get your kids! That's how you start a podcast.
Normally, I like things to be relaxed and calm.
Ain't no relax and calm around this house. Where you think you came to? This is not pet smart.
No wonder you nap when you're on the road.
I can't wait to leave this motherfucker. I'm telling you, they get on my goddamn nerves. These new mamas ain't shit. They don't mother like we do. I asked her several times to set that ugly ass baby down. But I hear little feet running through this motherfucker like a midget. Set my ugly grandbaby down till my podcast is over. Is that hard to do? That ain't hard. Set your ugly ass baby down. And he gonna come to the door. My, like I can understand what the fuck he trying to say. Set your motherfucking little ugly ass down. I need one of them neighbors. And then, like in that documentary, what was it? Abducted at Plain Sight.
Jesus.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Did you see that shit?
No, I don't put that in my...
my God. I'm telling you, you should go watch that. You should go watch that. I'm telling you. After watching that, you guys are no more... White people are no longer stupid white people. I'm just going to call you clear people. Them type of people, they don't exist. They're the oh my God, this documentary was so fucking crazy.
I know about it, and it's like the old dude's talking about getting jacked off. And
Chris, when I tell you this neighbor that they had.
Let me introduce everybody. Okay, yeah, I'm here today. We're doing a podcast with my co-host and buddy, or whatever you want to call him, my White Chris. That's your street name, White Chris.
That's right.
And I got a lone friend, Deon Curry, comedian Deon Curry. So we're gonna get this thing started. I'm sorry for the way I had to start off. These cheering run me fucking crazy. I'm a grandmama someday. We was talking about Abducted at Plain Sight. My God, I was happy to be black.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit on Netflix. White people are doing a lot of crazy
shit.
No.
We just talk about Abducted. We can't get past Abducted at Plain Sight.
What happened in it? Explain it to me.
All right, so it's a town in Idaho. I don't Pocatello, Idaho, which already sounds like some super white.
Can y'all shut up? It ain't about you leaving. Just shut your damn kids up. I'm sorry, we had to take a break early. I'm back to it.
It's Pocatello, Idaho.
I hear you talking about me.
Deon, I've not been in many black households. Are they all like this?
No.
Okay, all right.
I hear your ass talking about me.
So there's more kids here than, and it's not quite as loud. Okay.
When y'all leaving?
have been here 3 Wednesdays in a row now.
Look at that little motherfucker. You see him out there running?
No, yeah. Hoping for some traffic. Like, please take me.
All right. So, you remember the damn town, Deon?
Yeah, I remember the town. That was the worst, most fucked up, most hilarious, sad documentary I ever seen in my life.
It was so fucking shocking, Chris. So, it's this white family, right? Good old Christian white family in Idaho.
Right.
Probably ain't never know shit about crime. These are the first white families I ever met in the town like that wasn't registered gun owners.
Right.
Good old Christian basement fed white people. Right. So,
Basement fed.
So, man got 3 beautiful daughters and him and his wife, he owned a furniture store. The American dream of white people. The American
he had 2
dream.
cute daughters. That third daughter was ugly as hell. What you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
The DNA had run out by that point.
You gotta say this, Deon. It was the 70s haircut that was fucking them up. Made them look like little boys. They had Dumb and Dumber haircuts. so you got a Dumb and Dumber haircut. You only gonna be fuckable to your old ass neighbor. So make a long story short. So this guy lived next door to this guy. Correct me if I'm wrong, Deon. And so he lived next door, and turns out he's a pedophile.
He's a super pedophile.
Well, he could become friends with the family. You
Right.
know, pedophiles always got to get the daddy and the mama to like him.
Okay.
So he comes in, he's family friend, he playing with the kids, throwing them in the air, sniffing their drawers.
Oh, my God. It's quite a leap.
I can see all this shit in they VCR home video. I was like, white people, you ain't got a clue, because he was sniffing them girls' drawers from day one, and just so happened he liked the way Jan draws smell.
Oh.
Yeah, he picked Jan from jump.
Okay, so.
He was hawking on Jan the moment they opened that door and was like, "Hi, neighbor." He was like, "Yeah, I want that one right there."
Yeah. So he comes in, he becomes a family friends and shit. And
But see, this is the thing. He was a pimp and a pedophile.
Oh, he was a manipulator. He was badder than a motherfucking black man with a Cadillac with a hat turned to the side who slapped his bitches.
Okay.
I mean, he came up with the most elaborate bullshit. And this is what I said. I said, if he had a black neighbor, they would have been like, if you don't get this creepy ass crap out of this motherfucking house.
I feel like most people probably would go, okay, let's go.
No. You had to be black to recognize this shit. There was some cold-blooded shit he ran on him.
Maybe it was small town Idaho. The fact they gave this man so much leeway, this next door neighbor, because he literally fucked the whole family.
I've heard enough about it to know that like he took the dad out for a drive.
No, did he fuck the mama first? Or he started messing with Jan
He fucked the mama first.
He fucked the mama first.
No, actually, he picked Jan first. Like, I think he did.
But he didn't touch it, so he had to make the mama fall in love.
Well, I think he was doing it the whole time. That's how pimp this dude was. Like, he was literally fucking all 3 of them at the same time.
That's wild.
She was like 12 when he first started messing with her.
8 or 9 when he first met her.
I'm talking about when he first started molesting.
When he first started molesting,
Yeah.
yeah. But the shit he was doing up to the molestation was just like, so he started fucking the mama. Then he tell the daddy the wife ain't fucking him. And so he take the daddy out and tell him he need to bust a nut.
Okay.
And tell the daddy, literally tell the daddy, I need to bust a nut. My wife ain't giving me none. Can you jack me off? Sure, I'll jack you off in the name of Jesus.
I'm gonna need Deon to. What's true and what's
That is all true.
What?
He literally asked this man to go for a ride with him. It was like, yo, man, my wife is not giving me none.
Can you jack me off?
He was like, I need some help. And then he told him, he said it don't have to be no homosexual stuff. It's just, what he say? He called it child's play.
Yeah.
Which should have been a sign right then and there that, hey, man, this kid likes to play with kids.
You and I have both been children. I've never jacked anybody off.
Excuse me, these were some grown ass men. They were no child's play.
Yeah,
Who
he
is
was-
telling the story?
The real people.
Jan is telling the story. The dad is telling the story. And the mom is telling the story.
And when the daddy tell the story, he's like, I was so stupid. He started crying. Sir.
I have never met a man kind enough to ask me to jack his dick, but the answer is always gonna be no.
No.
How nice of a dude do you have to be to ask your neighbor to jack you off because your wife ain't getting it?
And you do it. And you literally jacked this grown man dick. In this documentary, I kept finding myself slapping my computer, trying to slap the sense into these fucking people.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be goddamn kidding me. y'all go for a ride and you just jack your neighbor dick.
So it's some old guy talking. I would bury this. I'm saying they're young when it happens, but like they're old now telling the story. I imagine.
Yes.
But like why would you ever tell anyone this story ever? Let alone on a
he
Netflix
used that against the
documentary?
daddy in this small town Christian town.
Okay.
He said, "Well, if you don't let me have your daughter, I'm gonna tell everybody you are homophobic." And it was like 75. Nobody wants to be a homophobic with a wife in a small town. They would have crucified his ass. So
all you had to do was say it ain't true. He ain't no evidence you jacked this man's dick. We like, he lying. What
That's such a good point.
He stole my kid, and now he's saying I jacked his dick? What kind of...
That is a great point.
What's only you and him in the car? I don't understand.
No social media. No social media. So who knows if this man jacked his dick?
Right.
So after he done fucked the mom and got a dick jacked, he knows it's time to move in. So he tell the mom he's gonna pick up Jan and take her out.
Horseback ride.
After her piano ride on a school night.
Yeah.
Now, how fucking dumb are you? So, okay, I put it back to Idaho. They didn't know no better in Idaho.
Right.
So you let this creepy motherfucker with the Dumb and Dumber haircut go off with your daughter, who ends up in Mexico. They were gone for 35 days. It took them 5 days. Like, he's a good old Christian man. He gonna come on back here with Jane. Bitch, it been 4 days. And his goofy ass wife next door with the haircut acting like a goddamn thing wrong.
She waited 4 days to call the police.
4 days.
Then they called the police. He said, well, I done married Jane. 35 days.
How old is she at this point?
12. She's 12.
What kind of laws do they have in Mexico?
You can marry a 12-year-old in the
you
70s.
Jeez.
I done married Jane, and we ain't coming back until you tell the FBI ain't going to jail. I've never seen
I don't think it works that way. I know, like we've talked a little bit about white privilege, but you don't have that much white privilege.
I'm telling you. So she finally got the FBI involved, right? And this FBI agent,
they turned him into Barney Five. He was ready to quit his job.
he was so pissed off that they were not helping him solve this case.
Right.
Because they didn't want to get their nice-ass neighbor in trouble. This is how naive them two parents were. How they didn't go to jail at the end of this story, I do not understand.
Honestly.
After he go to Mexico and come back, so then he said the only way I come back if you go. The wife come over and said, well, what was his name? I'm just gonna call him pedophile.
He was B. That was
B. That was his name. B wants you to sign a letter saying, you gave me permission to go off with Jan and to marry her.
Yeah. So no, because his wife said, don't press charges on my husband because he's sick. Right? They're down in Mexico. He don't kidnap the daughter.
Wait. Okay. B has a wife.
B is
Hell
married.
yeah, with your kids.
B had kids and everything.
So B come back from Mexico with the daughter. This bitch got an attitude. She just walking the house like ain't that happening. Bitch, I've been worried about you for 35 days.
So, yeah.
And you gonna have an attitude with me, bitch? You better tell me what kind of vacation you been on. Right. So they write a letter saying, I told B to take her on vacation. Okay, so the FBI, they dropped the charge. This nigga kidnapped her again.
Okay.
And no, listen. Now this is when you know they crazy. He kidnapped her and enrolled her in private school.
The nerve.
It was an all-girls Catholic school, so nobody else could fuck her.
Little did he know. Catholic school.
Oh my God, he enrolled her in school. I said, what fucking kidnapper? What kind of money did he have? Because they
This
never
is the thing,
said
though.
what
He
had.
actually went to jail for like 10 days.
Okay. On what charges?
It was kidnapping, and he had a bunch of other charges, but since they didn't want to testify against him, most of the charges got thrown out.
Okay.
He only spent like 10 days in jail. And his wife never divorced him.
Never divorced him.
Does she play any role in this? Like, she didn't show up on day 3 and go, hey, have you seen my husband and your
Nope.
daughter?
You don't hear a goddamn word from her.
All she do is deliver a message. He gonna need you to drop them charge for fucking B. Yeah. And she go back over her house and bake her American pie. But what really got me is when he started to he told B, pretty much he told this kid who was 9 years old, he put a tape recorder in the room, an old ass tape recorder, and told her she was alien and her pussy was gonna save the world when she have her baby.
It wasn't even the human world though. what do you call it? Zeta and Zethra, something like that. 2 made up names starting with a Z. They were aliens and their planet was in trouble. And the only way for
she got to give him some pussy and have a baby by him, and her pussy was gonna save the world. And I'm sitting there like, ain't no pussy never save the world. Okay,
Mary's pussy saved the world if you believe in Jesus.
That's true.
Mary pussy. Please, child, please. But anyway, so. The little girl, so as she grow older, she's so in love with him, and I can understand. He don't brainwash her. He don't brainwash her parents. This motherfucker go and set the daddy business on fire.
But this...
As if he hasn't done enough.
He said, you won't let me fuck Jane. Down goes your business.
Yeah,
set his business on fire.
He set his business. So that's what I was saying about this dude is such a... He didn't go to jail for that either.
How?
Because when he was in jail for like those 10 days, he hired 2 dudes to burn down the business, but they have no evidence of him hiring those people. So those 2 dudes went to prison for
Not
it.
like Jesse Smollett. They didn't rat him out. Yeah. So did he ever go to jail for anything?
Well, let's finish. Okay, after he kidnapped her again.
Okay.
They put her in Catholic school, and they gone for a while again. Maybe, 6 months?
He had to move out of that town. Like he moved to Utah with his brother, who was a car salesman.
Tell him about the brother. Dumbass.
His brother knew he was a pedophile from jump.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Well,
said he liked little girls, but he was a car salesman. So he left Idaho and went to Utah to stay with the brother to sell cars. The brother said, "Yeah, I know he liked little girls, but he can sell the shit out some cars."
So it's like R. Kelly. The more financial interest you can get out of somebody, the more we'll look the other way.
Absolutely.
Right, okay.
He was selling the shit out of them cars for his brother to be like, you know what? I don't care if you fuck those little girls.
Oh.
And no, little girl. And then he come home. Did he go home? Oh no. He talked Jan into getting leaving. So she crawls out. She crawls out the window with him, and she gone for like 6-7 months. And
the second time or the third?
Second time.
Okay, second time.
He puts her in school and manipulate the parents for over 6 months. And then what was strange to me is that they would sit there and take phone calls for him, and the FBI would be recording them. But I'm like, in 70, y'all couldn't track what this motherfucker was. Y'all just recording these spooky ass phone calls from the phone booth.
And tell about how she answered the phone every time he called. B would call. She'd be like, "Oh, hi, B." Just hi. What you mean hi? This man done kidnapped your daughter twice. What you mean hi? Like, nigga, where my kid at?
Is she okay? He's about, well, she called me, but I haven't seen her. How the fuck's that 12-year-old, 13-year-old girl gonna be in this world?
He hasn't seen her. Like, that would immediately, like, if there weren't enough red flags, you'd go, wait a minute, I thought she was with you.
Well, he didn't. Well, technically, she wasn't supposed to be with him. They just said she ran away.
Right. Okay.
So
they lied about that in the beginning too. After the second kidnapping, I guess she split when he enrolled her in the Catholic school. The parents were telling everybody she went to go live with her grandmother.
Okay.
For like 3 months, but that was bullshit. Because they hadn't seen her.
So what is are the parents just like the weakest people alive and they don't want to...
I'm telling you, the dude was super nice.
Well,
but nobody's that nice.
He showed up with Jolly Ranchers or something.
He was so manipulative. I've never in my life seen somebody that cold-blooded. Because I just know it's always somebody when I was coming up.
You forgot to tell him about the therapist. The made up therapist.
The therapist said, so he go to this therapist, right? And they figure out he's a pedophile, like the police. So he said, okay, you gotta to heal you, we're gonna need you to listen to these tapes, little tapes, and a tape record, audio, and lay next to your person you want to molest. So he comes and tell the mama, well, the only way I'm gonna be healed because I like little girls is lay next to Jan and listen to these motherfucking these tapes. I would have said
like a high risk strategy.
He did it for 4 days a week for 6 months.
And she wakes up with her underwear down.
While they upstairs sleeping in the bed, they have a 40-year-old man downstairs in the basement listening to spooky ass tapes talking about these are the birds and the bees.
I would have been like,
like Calm, the Calm app.
Yeah.
Dude, I would have been like, if the therapist told you to listen to them tape, well, give me them tapes so I can jig them up your ass, and they'll be forever on replay, bitch. You have to be the dumbest motherfucker.
He built a wall in the basement of their house to separate because the 2 little girls Jan and her sister
Shared
shared
room.
the same room. So to get Jan by herself, he built the fucking wall in their house.
I have to watch this because it doesn't even sound real. Like he was nice. I mean, had to be Mormon nice.
You know
right?
what? It was. I was there the whole time with because somebody told me to watch it, and I was
Right.
like, I don't want to watch nothing scary. And they said, no, Mama, it will make your mouth go, what the fuck?
Right.
And I was like, I've never met anybody this stupid. I've never in my life. It make you. I know it was the 70s, and I know you know. God damn, you didn't have anybody in the house with no sense in the family. Nobody who said you better keep that spooky ass motherfucker. But come to find out, he tried to prey on like 3 other little girls, and their parents say, "Hell no, motherfucker." They had sense.
See, his whole pedophilia started when he was a little kid. I guess he was a stepchild, and this B guy, he was a stepchild, and the only way to be part of the family was if he took care of the little girl that he was raised with. Like, that's his little backstory, and that's how he all became to love little kids. Like, he said he didn't feel right unless he was taking care of a little girl. I don't know where his dick came in between all that.
Right,
but-
yeah, right.
So we're gonna find out more what happened with B and Abducted at plain sight when we come back after this break, because this shit is confusing. So you say D? We
B-
back at it, y'all. So B
was I don't know if he was adopted or a half brother to the brother in the show, but I remember them saying that his brother said that he was always taking care of little kids.
Okay.
Because he was ostracized from the family because they weren't his biological parents.
Okay.
And so the only way for him to be a part of the family was when he was taking care of that little girl who happened to be sick.
get out of here.
Now that was a child that just walked in. It was not a goose. It was not a coyote that came in. That was a small child that just wanted to say hi.
That was a 7-year-old. She did not want to say hi. I told her I'm doing my podcast. Don't be here interrupting me.
You remember when we started this, Deon, and she said, "I need one of those neighbors, like the Abducted in Plain Sight neighbor." Jeez.
I changed my mind after sharing the story. That was just a joke. I'm bullshit. I don't need that kind of neighbor. I beat his ass. So towards the end, she grows up. She get in high school, and she started to date a guy, and she's still thinking she on this mission to save the world with a vagina. And so
the mission, she had to have a kid by the time she was 16.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So he
According
convinced
to
her.
the tape recordings of the aliens.
So
Zethra.
did he make the tape recording?
Yeah, there was. It's not even. He didn't even change his voice, Chris.
Why would I was thinking, maybe there was some tape circle or some
No.
creepy group of
He was
guys
like-
in Idaho.
You gotta have a baby by the man in the living room.
He didn't even change his voice.
He didn't even see. This is the fucked up. He didn't even use the aliens to make her fall in love. He just scared her.
Okay, right.
Our planet is gonna die. A planet she never heard of.
Right.
There's no evidence that it exists, but
Like,
she's
fuck your
12.
planet. It
So
don't
it's like
grow-
AOC.
Yeah.
Like if we don't.
So she ended up getting in high school. Well, she turned out to be a really pretty person.
Okay.
And it looked like she went. Anytime you've been violated or been through what this kid has been through, gone through, and we sitting there laughing, but that's just the strangest shit I ever heard in my life. She ended up going to high school, and once she got to high school, she finally told her best friend. And the best friend was like, "That's some bullshit. Zeta and Xena don't."
Because that was one of the. He had 4 rules.
Yeah,
on
never
the
tell
tape
anybody.
recording. Yeah.
Never. Four rules to do something. She stuck by him.
And not telling someone. That was one of the 4 rules.
The first
Imagine
rule
that.
was don't tell nobody.
Yeah, 'cause
about
you can-
the aliens. The second rule was don't tell anybody that I've been fucking you since you were 12 years old. I don't remember what
Yeah.
the 3rd and 4th rule
And
was.
so she tell her best friend, because he wasn't, well, when she was younger, let me back up. He was actually sticking his penis in a little bit, and then when they got her back the first time, they take her over and to see if her
This is when
hymen-
they come back from Mexico.
see if
Okay.
her hymen, I'm pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
Is broken. And it wasn't broken. I was like, he got a very small dick not to break a 9-year-old hymen. I'm just saying. So when she got older,
Stop picturing that little nigga's dick.
No, I'm just thinking in my mind, like, what a weird analysis.
Yeah, I'm sitting there like, what kind of dick you got? I ain't the dick I ran to.
I was picturing Miss Pat watching this going, what is wrong with his dick?
Yeah, because I mean, the dick I had broke the hymen, or whatever you want to call it. Busted cherry, tore the asshole out.
Oh, jeez.
So to make a long story short, she tell her friend in high school, and they go tell her mama, and then they realize that she was brainwashed.
Right.
And you could tell over the years that she had help. So her mama write a book about the whole ordeal. Took her probably 5 years to write the book. Finally started touring.
It was longer than that. She started in 1991. The book didn't come out till 2003.
Oh, so that was a long time. So see, I was so stuck on what was going on.
Right.
I couldn't hear some
I
of
was
that shit.
pissed off the whole fucking time.
I
I
couldn't
was
imagine.
so mad.
So she started this book tour, and up pops B. I don't want you to write the book, Jan. Put the book away, Jan. I'm like, motherfucker, are you crazy?
And what did she do?
She wrote the book anyway.
They wrote the book anyway. She toured. It's a lie. He sued him and everything, I think. It was just, I said, what pedophile stick it through to the end? He was determined. And he ended up killing himself.
Okay, good.
And but didn't he get charged with something?
I did, honestly, after I saw they went on a book tour, I was like, fuck these people. Fuck these people. I stopped. I didn't even watch the end of it. I saw that she had her mom said she started to write the book, and I was like, oh, fuck you.
Well,
Fuck
they're
you.
on it.
I'm not finna pay you to tell me you're a terrible parent. Suck my balls, you shitty human being.
See, if you're nicer about it, she would. Like if you asked more nicely.
Well, see, that's how he tricked her. He would be at his store. He had a furniture store or something. And he would call her and say, hey, my wife didn't make me no lunch. Why don't you come up here? Well, he convinced her to come to his shop by saying his wife didn't cook for him. So she was like, oh, I'm a nice neighbor. I'm going to bring you a sandwich.
Right.
And when she showed up with that peanut butter and jelly, he gave her all the nut and butter that she could handle.
Sugar jelly.
He sure did. And that is how he started, because he would pick them out. And, back in those days, this is the 70s,
Right.
good old, nice, lovely Christian white neighborhood.
She was bored out of her mind.
Yeah.
And he gave her some excitement. That's what she said. I
Right.
was so bored. I just needed some excitement. And he gave, like, bitch.
Yeah, but you got it.
He's sucking her titty outside the bedroom. She didn't know what to do. The mama. He untouched her all at his shopping, fucking her, and she get all excited. Like, oh my God, is this what dick is outside of Idaho? So, not knowing he had an agenda to get inside of their house. It was the crazy. If y'all don't do shit, go watch Abducted at Plain Sight. It is, and what's so crazy, the title is Abducted at Plain Sight. We mean abducted at plain sight. She just got in the car and rolled off with him.
Yeah.
No, well, because the mom thought she was going horseback riding. Little did she know it was that creepy ass man riding for 3 months in Mexico. She ain't bring back no postcards, no keychains, no T-shirts for the rest of the family.
Not one of those blankets,
Nothing.
the Mexican blankets that
poncho,
everybody,
nothing.
Right.
It was the weirdest shit.
I've never met anybody who's close enough with their neighbor to have their neighbor pick their kid up from school.
Now you can pick my kid up from school, but I'm gonna ask you what the fuck the teacher did. I've never met. I've never met.
You got to be family in order to pick somebody up from school.
Well,
but maybe
for
not
me
back
now,
then.
living where I'm at to now. But back in the day, I've had a neighbor pick up my kids. One of them forgot my kids one time, y'all. And bitch actually went and picked up her motherfucking kid, left my kid, and my kid went to jail for the whole weekend. They put my kids in child protective service because I didn't pick them up. I'm like, all you had to do was beat me. I was out selling dope. So
Just let's unpack
So the
that.
CPS weekend in jail was a good idea.
Right. Yeah.
oh my God.
What do you mean? I'm irresponsible.
I cried so hard. Oh, my two babies gone. When I finally picked them up and they visited the house and realized, they had a pretty decent home. They didn't know I was selling crack.
Yeah.
So they pick them up and the lady said, she said, you can go pick them up now. Pick them up. They was like, Mama, that place was really nice. Can we go back? Like, are you fucking kidding me? We met a lot of friends. Yeah, without parents, motherfucker.
You haven't heard the first episode, but in the first episode, her husband calls in the middle of it, and she goes, "Shit, did I forget the kid?"
Yeah, I love Saish.
It's a good tradition that continues to this day.
I will leave the kid in a minute. I'm getting, especially now that I'm getting old. I'm like, what the fuck I supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
I literally have a thing goes off on my phone to say, pick Saish up. Because if not, I have to tell my June bug. And if he forget her, she just fucked.
Well, at least none of the kids are young enough to be left in the car where they burn up. Because it's about to be summertime, and I'm going to need you to remember you got kids in the back seat. That's the last thing you need to go to jail for.
You would never have to worry about me leaving a kid in the car because they don't go no fucking well with me.
It's a good strategy.
Yeah, because if they go somewhere with you, you got to feed them over. You got to talk to them. You got to act like you care. They gonna stay their monkey ass in this house where it's cheaper and eat them fucking 30 freeze pop. You know, you get 30 for $1.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the plastic tube with the...
Yeah, that's what they eat. I don't got time for that shit. You ain't hauling up in my car. You take these kids out, and by the time you get to the movie theater, even if you do that Negro shit and you throw that shit in your book bag and pocketbook, by the time you pay admission, you still out of you still out of $75.
Right.
So I'm like, no, I can't do that. I don't fuck with no kids. They keep them at the house. They cost too much.
Yeah, TV.
I don't have that kind of money to feed them outside the house.
What about their birthday? Like Chuck E. Cheese? Is that out of the question?
I
Or?
wonder. No. Birthday parties, I stopped birthday parties. Birthday parties cost too much.
Okay.
So I literally go and buy some cupcakes. Did you know it was your birthday?
Right. It says, did you know you're the... Okay.
Yeah, I tell them, did you know it was your birthday?
Oh.
Happy birthday. And then last year, I didn't buy anybody anything. We all have birthdays. Nobody get me shit for my birthday at the bottom. Just pull it. It's on Just pull it from the bottom.
Well, we gotta start wrapping this up. We're almost out of time.
Yeah, because this is just a 30-minute podcast.
Yeah.
I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune in to more episodes because here we be talking nothing but shit. And go out, steal your friend passcode for Netflix and watch that crazy-ass clear show called Abducted at Plain Sight. Y'all, I've been Miss Pat with Deon and White Boy Chris.